Hey, my name is Blakely Young, and I'm going to be presenting my final lesson plan. I'm just going to hold the laptop because that's the best option that I have. But the grade that I chose is second grade, and the subject area is science. Standard 2E1. Obtain, evaluate, and communicate information about stars having different sizes and brightness. A. Ask questions to describe the physical attributes, size, and brightness of stars. B. Construct an argument to support the claim that although the sun appears to be brightest and largest star, it is actually medium in size and brightness. And the foundational standard I chose was 1.1 Empowered Learner. Students leverage technology to take an active role in choosing, achieving, and demonstrating competency in their learning goals, informed by the learning sciences. The student learning goals and objectives are students will understand that stars appear brighter if they are closer or larger. Students will be able to explain how distance and size affect the apparent brightness of stars. Students will be able to model star brightness using flashlights and other objects. The launch of the lesson, I will begin by asking students what they know about stars. What are they like? How do they appear in the sky? And I'll encourage them to share their observations and ideas. I'll also show pictures and diagrams of different stars and ask students to describe their size and brightness before we start the experiment. The instruction for the lesson: in order for second grade students to understand star brightness and size, they will be using flashlights to model how the distance and size of stars affect their apparent brightness. Students can use flashlights of different sizes and distances to see how closer or bigger flashlights appear brighter, even though they might not be interestingly brighter. And then there's two different experiments, one for distance and one for size. So the distance experiment, in bullets I have students hold a flashlight at a different distance from a wall or surface. Observe how the flashlight appears brighter when closer and dimmer when further away. Explain that this is because the light from the flashlight spreads out as it travels. Discuss that the same principle applies to stars. They appear dimmer when they are far away, even if they are very bright. And then the size experiment, have students compare the brightness of different size flashlights at the same distance. Observe how the larger flashlight appears brighter even if it's at the same distance. Explain that larger stars put out more light than smaller stars, which is why they appear brighter, as explained by my experiment. The strategies and skills for diverse learners. So I have two bullets because there are advanced learners and then there are learners who are struggling. So for the advanced learners, I would provide more challenging research tasks and encourage them to explore concepts like stellar luminosity and absolute brightness. For struggling learners, I would provide simplified text and images and offer one-on-one support during the research phase. For the closure of this activity, I would review key concepts, especially how the sun's proximity makes it seem larger and brighter than other stars. And then I would encourage further exploration of astronomy topics. The assessment, I would observe students' participation in discussion and group activities, evaluate students' presentations and arguments, focusing on their ability to support the claim that the sun is a medium-sized star. Access student research and understand the star properties of using a rubric or quiz. The materials and resources for this are flashlights of different sizes and brightness, a dark room or area, markers or tape for marking distances, and then optional, you can have spherical balls or objects to represent stars that are of varying sizes. The instructional use of technology for this activity. My use of technology for this lesson is Google Sky. This free online tool allows users to zoom in and out of different constellational objects, including stars, to visualize their relative sizes and brightness. The other use of technology I would use is Crash Course Kids. This educational YouTube channel has videos on topics like stars and brightness, explaining concepts in an easy to understand way for younger students or children. For the lesson enhancement, I would let the students draw or paint the night sky, including different stars at varying distances and size to represent their apparent brightness. The resources that I used for this activity are Crash Course Kids and Google Sky. And then I even left the link on there. But yeah, that is it.